Being very entitled and controlling, narcissists have no difficulty stepping all over your personal boundaries. So that's why I put together an extensive video class called This Is Me. It has 25 videos, written documents, guided questions. I'm going to teach you how to have healthy boundaries. There's a link below, and I hope you'll find it to be quite therapeutic. I'm going to begin today by stating the obvious, and that is narcissists just have to be in control. It's part of the defining feature of narcissism. To that individual, power and dominance is very appealing. They like being superior. They like being above you. They like having the final word in how things are supposed to be. And so this explains some of the personality characteristics they have, in the sense that they are just naturally overbearing in the way that they engage with other individuals. They can be highly defensive because it's like, I don't need to hear from you. They can be very stubborn. Anger can be something that's part of who they are, particularly when you just simply don't go along with the agenda that they've laid out for you. They can be secretive, and that's part of their control. It's like, you'll know about me only on a need-to-know basis. They're unwilling to compromise. They have unbending opinions. They have low coordination skills. And I'm sure that many of you, as you've engaged with narcissists, like, oh yeah, I can check off every single one of those boxes. But then to take it further, there are many narcissists who will ratchet it up, and they'll go into what we refer to as authoritarianism. And first, they want to be the ultimate authority in the lives of those who are in their presence. But then also they like to connect with systems of authoritarianism. And when I say that, if they can find a group of individuals that align in the same beliefs and preferences and priorities as they do, they find a strength in numbers there. And that's something that can be very appealing to them. Now, when we talk about authoritarianism, we're referring to a very powerful insistence upon conformity. Authoritarian individuals come across as very rigid. They're not just controlling, they're obsessed with staying in control. Also, authoritarianism is depicted by the fact that you simply can't reason with them. The authoritarian individual says, hey, look, I already know everything I need to know. And so they're very close-minded with respect to their beliefs. That being the case, it just stands to reason also that these individuals have strong binary thinking. You're either with me or you're against me. You're a friend or you're foe. And it can be, that kind of thinking can be pervasive. In addition, I mentioned anger. Authoritarianism breeds anger, but it takes it a little bit further than that. Authoritarian individuals tend to harbor a great deal of contempt. It's like, how dare you come against me? How dare you challenge me? And so they can hold individuals in contempt to the extent that there's a strong price to pay if you come against them. That's how they think. They can operate with what we might refer to as an enemies list. And then, in addition, there's a lot of derision for anyone who dares to differ. Now, as I observe individuals who go toward authoritarianism, there are three primary elements within life that they have such difficulty with that their strain with these three ingredients is part of what leads them into authoritarianism. And those three are freedom, diversity, and complexity. It sounds like an interesting kind of mix, so let me see if I can explain this. First, when we talk about a narcissist, an authoritarian narcissist understanding of freedom, they have the notion that says, I need nobody, and I mean nobody, to tell me what to do. I'm my own free agent. I'm the one who gets to decide everything, and I need and want to have broad latitude with the way that I do life. And freedom is, by the way, is defined as the privilege to choose. And the narcissist says, oh yeah, I'm going to choose. But then the confusion that they have with respect to that topic of freedom is available to me and me only. It's not available to you. And you're not enlightened enough to know what to do with free choices. And so I need to be free, and you don't get to have that same privilege. And of course, you can see that that sets up all sorts of insidious patterns. When we talk about their confusion with respect to diversity, basically we're going to start by saying to the authoritarian person, diversity is highly threatening. Now, keep in mind when I say threatening, that's a word that connotes fear. In their alternate reality, to them, all differences would be eliminated. It'd be like, the world would be such a better place if it just conformed to what I say. And as a result, whenever someone like yourself or anyone else comes along and says, well, I think differently, or I have different priorities, then in their mind, it's like, well, if you're diverse from me, I don't know how to deal with that. I don't even know what to do with you if you're different from me. Actually, at the base of their thinking as they try to come to terms with diversity is what I refer to as emotional incompetence. In other words, these individuals on a psychological level are inept. It's like, I don't know what to do with somebody who doesn't think like me. And then also with that threatened feeling, that fear feeling comes a sense of paranoia. It's like, yeah, if you come towards me and if you are too different from me, if you're too other, you're out to get me, aren't you? And as a result, they will they put strongly negative interpretations to individuals who just simply say, hey, look, I'm just not the same as you. That's okay. And to them, it's like, no. I can't deal with diversity. And then when we talk about their confusion regarding complexity, basically what we're saying is to anybody who's trying to get along in an assorted group, analytical thinking is required. And the authoritarian person says to themselves or to anyone who wants to listen, I don't need analytical thinking. I've already decided everything right and wrong. And so to them, they refuse to go into another individual's nuances. Everybody has a little bit of a different backstory. What's yours? They don't want to take into account someone else's historical experiences. They don't appreciate the differences in personality or temperament types, cultural or educational or familial influences, or something they just rather just blow right past, because you see, to them, that takes too much thinking. And so they have confusion regarding the subject of freedom, the subject of diversity, and the subject of complexity. And so what they do is they decide, you know what? If I can just be the one who declares right from wrong, that will satisfy all of the inner tension that I carry on the inside. Let's dumb down relationships by letting me and anybody who thinks exactly like me call the shots. That's what's going on with the authoritarian mind. And you can see that when individuals have these kinds of ingredients on the inside, there's so much that they just simply don't understand. They don't get all sorts of primary elements in life that are so essential. Authoritarian people get so many different things wrong about life, even as they proclaim themselves to be the gold standard. For example, they forget high control breeds and perpetuates contempt. I mentioned to you that they hold people in contempt. Well, it comes right back at them. It just creates the possibility for an enemy state. In addition, authoritarian individuals don't understand that diversity is unavoidable. It simply cannot be eliminated. But in their arrogance, it's like, I'll eliminate diversity. I'm going to make it so miserable for you if you come against me that you'll conform. And they don't understand, no, that's not the way the world works. In addition, one of the things they don't understand is you can actually become a fuller and a psychologically more rich individual as you embrace and contemplate different ideas and thoughts, as you appreciate separate opinions. It's like, if you don't think the same as me, perhaps I can learn something. That's something that just goes way beyond them in that closed-mindedness. In addition, one of the things they simply don't understand is, like a symphony orchestra, It is possible to harmonize when you come together with differences. An oboe doesn't sound like a trumpet, which doesn't sound like a violin, which doesn't sound like a snare drum, but it's possible when people come together with different kinds of ingredients, we can harmonize. But to them, it's like, nope, the only thing you have to do is you have to be a trumpet just like me. In addition, we can. One of the things they don't understand is that authoritarianism is one of the ultimate anti-love elements in life. Now, they may say that they want to love, but all they want is adoration and admiration. But it's antithetical to love. And then, in addition, authoritarianism, and they don't understand this, inhibits trust. Like I say, being driven by fear, it's like, I don't know what's going on with you if you differ from me, but I know it's not good. And then in the end, any kind of relationship that's anchored in authoritarianism is going to end poorly. Always, it's going to end poorly. So I hope that you can see what's going on inside of the authoritarian mindset and recognize these are incredibly shallow individuals, and these are not people that you want to look to that are going to establish your pace, even though they insist they will, they must. No, they don't. In their minds they do, but for you they don't. I hope that instead of you being under their authority, you can live with the influence. It's a little bit different word than authority. You can live under the influence of characteristics like love and peace and decency, or what we here on Team Healthy refer to as DRC, dignity, respect, and civility. Authoritarian minds can't go there. I'm hoping that's something that defines you. I hope that videos such as this can give you some good awareness of what you're dealing with. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do so. We'll keep more videos coming towards you as you watch them on a cumulative basis. I hope it has a strong educational effect for you. I know there are times when you are thinking about concepts like this that you might need some therapy to help you sift it out. You know that I've been sponsored for years by the people at BetterHelp.com. There's a link below that will take you to their website. In fact, if you go through the link, you'll get a 10% discount on the first month. There's a whole team of licensed professional therapists that can assist you in coming to terms with this. With the online therapy, it's affordable, it's accessible. I've had good feedback, so please seek the help if that's something you need. Also, I put together some courses that are very extensive. It's like signing up for an online class. Each course has at least 25 videos with written documentation, guided questions, ready, set, connect, about making healthy connections. This is me about establishing your boundaries, free to be finding yourself despite those controllers. Imagine that. We also have my webinars that are of a different variety, and they've become very popular. They're inside our website. The website also has many articles. We have access to our Surviving Narcissism podcast, my books, a lot of resources for you. Okay, a narcissist can gravitate toward authoritarianism very easily. When that happens, just know that it's a disaster waiting to happen. I'm hoping you can decide that's their gig, that's where they're going to go, so be it. I'm not buying into that, and I'm not going to kick against it. I'm just going to be my own separate person. Because you see, in doing so, I want to be a person that has a steadiness about myself, because ultimately I'm committed to being a person of peace.